Hello.
Здравейте! Добре дошли обратно в курса по български на Моноглосия, стъпка по стъпка А2. Let's continue with lesson 4. This is Mad Cat, ядосана котка. We continue working on the imperative, and the task here is to use verbs from the box in order to make imperative sentences. The example is: прави упражнения всяка сутрин.
Добре. Направи любимата торта на Асен за рождения му ден. That's kind. Покани Мария на кафе тази седмица.
Just let me tell you something. The way you read it, this would mean you invited. Покани, last syllable.
Покани. Покани Мария на кафе тази седмица. Кани. Приятели на гости често. Винаги пиши новите думи в тетрадка. Напиши имейл адреса на фирмата.
Okay, so as you noticed, we have pairs of related verbs in this exercise. We have правя, направя, пиша, напиша, каня, поканя. If you remember from this lesson as well as the last one, these pairs are pairs of perfective and imperfective form. The perfective form is used when you perform an action a single time and a full action, while the imperfective means that you do something regularly or continuously. For example, правя, I do something continuously, but направя is I get something done. For instance, note the difference between прави упражнения всяка сутрин, do your exercises every morning, but направи любимата торта на Асен за рождения му ден. Make this cake just for this particular occasion, this one time. This goes for all the verbs here. And like we've said, the pairs are formed in different ways. There is no rule for how a verb can be transformed from perfective to imperfective and vice versa, although there are definitely some common patterns. For instance, you can note some prefixes like на, правя, направя, пиша, напиша. Then каня, поканя. Po is another prefix that is used sometimes. Okay, the next exercise is to read the dialogues and to discover the imperative forms.
Okay. So, в ресторанта. Мамо, не искам повече супа. Не съм гладна.
Миличка, бъди добро дете, яж бързо и ще отидем в парка. Яна, къде отиваш? Ела тук. Върни се. Сметката, моля. Just a second. So, what are the imperative forms here?
So, бъди.
What verb does it come from?
Like, съм.
Some.
Яш. Comes from яде.
Yum.
Yum.
We always use the first person singular as an
sorry.
infinitive.
Ела. It comes from idvam, right?
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Върни се, and actually I think I know върни се more than върви.
That's another verb. Вървя is to walk. Връщам се.
Връщам.
To return.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And another one. В парка.
Go ahead, you're the child.
Тате, виж куклата на Мира. Искам такава кукла. Виж колата на Пепи. Искам тази кола.
Добре, Яна. Иди на люлката. Яна, не се качвай на дървото. Слез от дървото бързо. Хайде всички.
Хайде?
Хайде вкъщи.
Okay, so what is kukla?
A doll, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Mm.
What is luka?
The swing.
Drvo?
Tree.
Yes. Okay, and what are the imperative forms?
So vish. Wisdom. Id. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
That's right.
id
What verb
is
it?
idvam, right?
Actually, no. Idvam would be ewa, to come. Idi is from otivam, to
Okay.
go. You can say otidi. I would say otidi actually, but idi is another thing we can say. Idi tam, go there.
Okay. Nese kachvai. Kachvam.
Kachvam se,
Kachvam say, yeah.
to climb, to go up. Just a question. How would you say climb the tree?
Kachvam.
No, that's infinitive. Remember we talked about negative forms and positive forms of the imperative? And the negative forms always go with the imperfective version of the verb, as if you're doing something continuously.
So
Ne se kachvaj, don't be climbing.
Kachvai tam?
Kachise.
Kachise, okay.
Kachise. Kachise. Climb. Ne se kachvaj. Don't climb. Okay, and the last imperative?
Slez, which is slezam?
No,
Izlizam?
Izlizam is to go out. That
Okay.
would be izles.
Izlez.
They have the same root, but slizam is to go down, right? We have several verbs of motion that have the same root. We have vlizam, go in, izlizam, go out, slizam, go down. Okay. And then haide is not really an imperative verb, although it is an imperative sentence, isn't it?
I was kind of wondering about that actually. Haide, what?
It's not a verb, I guess.
It's just yeah.
Yeah, it's not a verb.
Because like the French equivalent would be allons-y or
Exactly.
which
but
is a verb. So yeah.
yeah.
Oh, let's go. You know.
Yeah, well, it's not. I don't know its exact etymology, but it feels like an adverb to me more than a verb. Okay, then that should be a fun one. Match the vocative forms with the nouns. Remember, vocative forms are the forms we use to call someone. Bulgarian has no cases, so we don't have a vocative case if you have come across this in another language. However, sometimes we have vocative forms for some particular words. Let's see.
So, mamo would be майка, tate bashta, babo baba, gospodine is господин, госпожо is госпожа, and gospodice. Gospožice. Yeah, gospožice is gospožica.
Okay, great. So these are the forms we use when we address someone. Господине, какво е това?
Това е котка.
Да.
Плюшка.
I don't know if that's a very formal word. Плюшка. Плюшена играчка.
Плюшена играчка.
Okay, so some more information about the irregular imperative forms. Бъди добро дете, ела тук. Бъди is from the verb to be, and ела is to come. Съм, бъда. Бъди, бъдете, не бъди, не бъдете. Ям, яш, яще, не яш, не яще. For these two verbs, we have no distinction between perfective and imperfective. Actually, for the verb yam, you can also use a perfective form, izyash, eat this, completely. Then for the rest of the verbs, you can see the imperfective and then the perfective forms. Влизам, вляза. Влизай, влизайте. Влез, влезте. Не влизай, не влизайте. Излизам, изляза. Излизай, излизайте. Излез, излезте. Не излизай, не излизайте. Слизам, сляза. Which means, do you remember?
To go out, right?
To go down.
Go down. Oh.
Излизам is to go out.
Mm.
Actually, is as a prefix really means out. Извадя, take out.
Yeah.
For example. Слизай, слизайте. Слез, слезте. Не слизай, не слизайте. Отивам, отида. Отивай, отивайте. Иди, идете. Не отивай, не отивайте. Идвам, дойда. They sound quite different. Идвай, идвайте. Ела, елате. Не идвай, не идвайте. Виждам, видя. Виж, вижте. Чувам, чуя. Чуй, чуйте. For these two, see and hear, we don't really have imperfective form, because really, logically, the imperfective of to see would be to watch. Gledaj, gledajte. But it's really a different verb altogether. And to listen and hear.
Yeah.
These are, by the way, regular. Слушай, слушайте, listen. Gledaj, gledajte, watch. Now, you should complete the sentences following the model, just giving all possible versions of the imperative. The singular and the plural, and positive and negative. Вляза, влизам. Влез в хола. Влезте в хола. Не влизай в спалнята. Не влизайте в спалнята.
Излезете.
Излезте.
Излезте от стаята. Не излизайте от къщата. Яж, яжте салата. Не яжте много сладко. Бъдете щастлив. Easy to say. Не бъдете мързелив. That's more handleable. Идете на разходка. Не отивайте на кино. Елате утре. Не идвайте днес. Слезте бавно. Не слизайте бързо. Вижте снимката. Чуйте новината.
Okay, now, Galia and Marina are best friends. Complete the notes they have written to each other with the words from the lists. Let's read Galia's note to Mariana, not Marina.
Мариана, окей. Скъпа Мариана, утре е неделя. Не ставай рано, гледай телевизия, не чисти апартамента, не пазарувай. Има много продукти в хладилника. Обядвай пица. Тя е на масата. Помогни на Иван за проекта.
Can you say it well with the accent on the last syllable?
Okay. Проекта.
Помогни.
Помогни на Иван за проекта. Покани гости. Излез навън или се срещни с приятели и отиди на театър. Целувки Галя.
What are целувки?
Kisses.
Okay, and what is скъпа Mariana?
It's like dear Mariana.
Yes. Okay, for some of the verbs, there is no difference, but for the ones where you have to choose between perfective and imperfective here, which ones have we used? Are these one-off actions or actions to be repeated? Think about it. Help Ivan with his project. Invite guests. Go out. Meet friends. Go to the theater. Is this about what you should be doing regularly or about what you should do once?
No, that's what you should do once.
Yes, exactly. Покани гости. Помогни на Иван. Okay, and the second one from Mariana to Galia.
Okay, so Галя, всеки ден ставай рано, не закъснявай за работа, яж топла храна, купувай плодове и зеленчуци, срещай се с приятели, разхождай се след работа в парка, връщай се рано вкъщи, лягай си преди 11, пиши често имейли, обаждай се по скайп, прегръжди.
Try again. Come on.
Прегръдки.
Mariana. What are прегръдки?
Прегръдки. I have no idea.
Hugs.
Hugs. Прегръдки.
Okay. Here, when you had to choose between the two, did you use perfective or imperfective? One-off or regular activities?
Imperfective.
That's right. Okay. Don't be late for work in general. Go to bed before 11. Write to me often. This really gives it away. Пиши често. Ще спрем тук. We are going to stop here. И ще продължим скоро. Чао!
Чао, до скоро.